Hey there, beautiful souls. Jess Intuitive Angel Healer here with your grounded guide to the spiritually awakened survivors of the toxic shadows. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Spoken Like an Angel, Enlightenment for Survivors, and my brand new podcast that I have created here, Spoken Like an Angel as well. Thank you so much for being here. This is where my prophetic words are meant to help stimulate so you can raise your vibe and elevate. Thank you, everybody, for joining here. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you get notifications of my content. This podcast is daily and it contains prophetic words and angelic channeled messages to help my survivors of what I like to call the toxic shadows. It's a concept I created because I don't feel like survivors need division. I think we all need to get together and embrace that we are survivors. And I also don't think there's anything wrong with the term survivors. There are people out there that get very offended if you call them a survivor. They want to be called a warrior. And at that point, I feel like that is because somebody has deemed that word to not be a high vibrational term. I feel we're all survivors at life if we're still waking up every day and we're still making it. And you're never going to be perfect because only God, Jesus, angels are perfect. Okay, they're divine beings, but we have egos. So today, just know that you don't have to be perfect to be a light worker, to do this work, to divinely live your purpose. But you do need to take action and embrace the divine and know that if you have went through trauma, it's not really even the title, whatever you want to be called, whatever makes you feel good, because that's one of those personal things. But I always say survivor because you end up going from survivor to thriver, because I was once a victim of circumstances. Now, I don't like to be called a victim because I feel like that word it does make you feel weak, because when you were a victim, you didn't have control, and that's why you don't like to be called a victim. But when you become a survivor, I feel like that reflects that you made it out. It means that you had enough strength. Doesn't matter what it looks like, or if it was pretty or ugly or crazy or whatever your circumstance was, you made it out. Give yourself a high five, and now you are a survivor working to thriver. And if you're already to the thriver position, I'd love to hear your comments below, because it's not, we get so hung up on titles. Even in relationships, we want to have a husband, we want to have a fiance, we want to have this, and it's pride for one thing. But I always say pride, Nino Brown said it best when he said pride will only get you in the cemetery, in the hospital, or caught up in general. So I don't embrace pride, but it is okay to be prideful. Okay, just don't operate out of pride, if that makes sense. But you can totally be prideful of where you've come from. I just saw 411 at that message, and I want to share with you before I get into today's channeled message, which is all about embracing your uniqueness and not listening to what other people's 2 cents are about how you are living, because this is for you to live a different way than other people have. Especially if you're an 80s, 90s, Zennial, Gen X, or you lived in any of those times, 80s, 90s, the 60s and 70s too. That's a different part. But the 80s and 90s, I noticed there's a lot of stuff swept under the rug, and a lot of nostalgia got put onto it, but I feel like it got put in there to clutter up the real vision of what was going on. And that's what some of y'all are experiencing right now. And I do want to just let you know God's on it. Your ancestors are on it. Be patient. I forgot to mention this in the message yesterday. Do not react. You're going to be given some truth, because if you ever ask God to reveal the truth to you, it will happen. It will happen in divine timing, but He will never hold the truth back from you. So some of you have been asking for it maybe for years. It's about to be revealed to you, but it is a strong truth. And I didn't get to put this in my message. Do not react. It is about reflecting, and it is not about getting even, because y'all asked and prayed for God and His angels to take care of the battle for you, and that's part of it. Know that karma is part of it, and you can't seek revenge and karma get, it's like that's throws the order, the balance of the universe. So if you're praying, that's how the spiritual stuff works, is if you pray. And I got this specific message to me a while back. You can't ask God for help and ask Him to take care of something, and then you strap up for battle and go take care of it. So you got to choose one or the other. It's all about releasing control, releasing attachment to outcome, because if you asked for help, it's coming, but you need to release this. And this was about community leaders in 1982 is specific. So I'm telling you, some stuff was pulled over, the wool was pulled over our eyes in the 80s and 90s, and it's okay, because whatever happens in the dark will come out to the light. I just need to throw that in there real quick. Today, it's not going to be as heavy. This is actually a motivational speech that I channeled a while back. It's called Change. It's just about change. But Spirit wanted me to focus and share this. I just saw 7:13 on the clock as I said that. And then I'll get into this message. So, what does it mean to truly change? How much further must you push yourself to reach that range? Life is merely many different moments collaborating, vibrating in sync with divine energy, creating new memories. Those memories of the past still live on, the words still fresh in our minds. Many mountains out of molehills is probably what you would find most of the time. Overreacting is the source of our minds not fully being satisfied, our egos being in overdrive and feeling small and misunderstood. Toxic relationships are most likely the blame for this shame. Today, I invite you to answer this question. If I separate myself from this toxic relationship, how much self-esteem and clarity do I have to gain? And is this relationship really worth all of this pain? Change can be swift and cleansing, or slow and steady. Change can be worrisome and feel a bit threatening. Change can be methodical or fanatical. Bottom line is change is needed and always happens despite our best efforts to resist it. Say goodbye to the remnants of yesterday and hello to the possibilities of today. Tomorrow is not promised and today is not finished. Write your story unapologetically and freely. Live in the moment of today and possibilities of tomorrow. I just saw 9/11 and 9/12. Repeat this affirmation. I am free to change. I am ready to change. I now accept the possibilities of change in my life, and so it is. Amen. So go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed that, and you can definitely rewind this if you need some encouragement today, because change is hard, but change is necessary. Change really does happen no matter how hard you try to make it stop, because I've understood that things that happen in the past, that's why the past can't be brought to the present. it out of balance, because that was a different timeline that we were on. That's why you can't bring the 90s back to 2023. It's not going to work. We're not in that same mentality. I just saw 1011 as I said that. Spirit really wants you to know this today. The word is divinity. I know my true identity. This is all about your chakras today. A focus on balancing your chakras. I'm hearing sitting out in nature, bringing flowers, putting flowers in your house or green foliage, because that helps clear out energy in your house too. Repeat this today. May I always remember my true identity, unlimited light and love. Let me know myself as pure consciousness. Wake me from the sleepwalk of believing I am only human. Spirit wants you to know that you are a divine being and you are having a human experience. And if you are falling into maybe sins or temptations, it's okay, because it's a learning experience. The bottom line is, when you become aware of something, that's when you work on stop trying to do it. It doesn't have to happen overnight, but you need to start consciously working on, hey, this has been brought to my attention. I do not maybe need to participate in this anymore. And that's when you give yourself permission and you start telling yourself, I do not need this in my life. This was something that I attached to as a comfort thing for when I was in a toxic pattern, a toxic part of my life, a toxic relationship, maybe a toxic childhood part, whatever it was. That's when you picked up that fight or flight, that bad habit, that pattern of repeating yourself, explaining yourself, fight, whatever it is that you picked up as a bad habit. Know it's a bad habit, and just like smoking, you can stop smoking, and that's a hard habit to quit. Do you know, in 2019 I got a cancer scare. My pap smear for the first time in my life came back abnormal, and there was a mass, and I had to go have a colposcopy, and they still never really found anything. I'm just supposed to get it monitored. And that was when I decided that day I quit smoking cigarettes. I'd been smoking since I was 12. And I said, maybe I'm not going to play with fate. And it's crazy because I have felt so much better. And I know that that was willpower of the universe, but it was also my angels helping me with my willpower. I decided to nurture myself. They jumped in and helped me, and I haven't smoked a single cigarette since that day. So if you're struggling with that, ask your angels to help you out there. It is truly hard to stop smoking, but you have to put something in place of that habit. So you can't just take out a habit and stop doing it. Even overthinking, you can't just stop doing that. You have to actually make a conscious decision to stop doing it, and then you have to replace that bad habit with something good, because nature abhors any holes, and that means that everything has to be filled. Everything in this universe has to have something filling it. It can't just be empty. So that's why, and it takes about 2 weeks to make or break that habit. So give yourself time for the new thing to set in, but also take out the old thing, but you got to put in something new, or the old thing will just go back in. And that's how diets don't work, and you fall back into all these bad habits. So I hope this helps somebody right here. Spirit is saying to relax and embrace the mystery. Repeat this to yourself. I rest in the unknown. You can receive all your blessings when you're in the receptive mode. When you're relaxing, you don't receive your blessings when you're not in that mode. You will receive some of them, but because if they're your blessings, they're going to come, but God's not going to bring them to you if you're not ready. Okay, just like they're not going to bring your soulmate to you if you're not ready. Because whatever's meant for you will always be for you, and nobody can take it away. No place, thing, anything can take that away from you. It'll truly be there with you. So if things are exiting out of your life, ask yourself why, reflect on that, but stop taking it personally. Stop. I'm hearing somebody's holding on to a lot of guilt. Also know the only competition out there is with yourself. Repeat this: I am yours alone. Okay, because you are not in competition with anybody in this world, I promise you. The 3D matrix may make it look that way, but truly, whatever is yours. I have a TikTok that I made. It says, you know why I don't compete? It's because one, I don't, whatever is mine is truly mine. You can't take. And two, I don't want what's yours. Because we all have a unique path. So try to center yourself and just know that, hey, this is my ego trying to knock me off my path. Because right now, Spirit's asking you to release those burdens, lean on Spirit for strength, and open up your spirit. Start filling yourself with love and light. Pay attention to what you're watching. Are you watching too much drama, too much reality TV? Are you watching a little too much, I call it murder, murder, kill, kill, 48 hours? Even though they're murder mystery, that energy starts, when it starts getting a little heavy, you need to switch it up in anything. I don't, I'm open to whatever people want to watch, but we don't notice how much of an effect these shows have. And now that I'm awakened, you can never go back to being unawakened, because I literally look and see some things on TV. I'm like, how can we even say that? How can we even show that picture on TV? And that's because that's how the darkness gets you. Okay, they put all these signs and symbols that people use, and they have no idea that they are bringing in the darkness. So just pay attention to stuff, and it's all about moderation. I'm hearing balance. And so ultimately, you need to accept your own nature by saying, I accept my own nature. I accept my own uniqueness. I love myself as I am, not as others say I should be. And embrace that uncertainty, because you know what? Your spiritual awakening, I just saw 1733 on the clock. Your spiritual awakening is your own unique path. Something about Sunday's going to be significant for you too. Know that you're battling with your own emotions, and all you need to do is, when you start getting into your head and you can't get out of there, start saying this: I do not accept this energy, because you are empath and you are like a sponge. Your aura is like a sponge. Okay, a narcissist is like a concrete wall. You soak up everybody's energies. They repel everybody's energies. That's why they're mostly unbothered. But secretly, they're not really unbothered. I promise you, late at night, when nobody's watching, they cry. And they're like, why can't I be empathetic like the empath? Okay, because they're very jealous of that, because they have walked so far away from the light that that's no longer part of them anymore. I just smelled the weirdest smell, like a cigarette smell. That was weird. So let me know if these names are connecting, because I just smelled cigarette too. Also, Spirit wants you to know something about the matriarch of the family and elephants. Maybe you're the matriarch of the family. You need to start, picking where the trees are fruitful. Stop going to the bare branches, is what I'm hearing. Stop settling for less than what you deserve. So the first name I heard was Jorge, Mary, Crucita, Manny, Casey, Lavelle, Londrell, Eva. If your name's Eve or Eva, please listen to the last couple of messages and claim this message too, because your name has been coming up a lot. Dolly, Marcia, Annie, and then I heard Duke of Earl, the song Duke, 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 Duke of Earl, Earl, Earl. Leviticus, R-A-E as in Edward, G, and then I heard G and J, and then I heard Garcia. D is in David, V is in Victor, and then I heard V, and then is switch backward, VD. Dive, great, Sarge, drag your feet, dragging you down a rabbit hole, Garrett, Mumsy, Greed, and then I started hearing the song from Rapunzel, Tangled. Take it, Mother knows best. Take it from your Mumsy. And then I heard Mother knows best. If you've ever heard Rapunzel, let me know in the comments. You know what I'm talking about. Tangled. And then I heard Grave, To the Grave, and Dread. And then the songs that got channeled were DMX, Snake, the rat, the cat, the dog. How you gonna see him if you living in the fog? And then Little Flip, Sunshine. That if you were part of the 2000s, you can call me your baby boy, and I can call you my baby girl. I'll be your sunshine. That song came in really strong. So I feel like these burdens are about to be lifted. Be very intentional in your decisions. Do not make decisions out of guilt, is what I'm truly hearing right now. Because these things are being revealed to you not to make you feel guilty, but to help you start speaking your truth. And I'm seeing a lot of blue flowers, a lot of blue daisies. It's all about standing in your courage, strength, power. Archangel Michael is definitely working with you on that. And you are very unique. And I am seeing a lot of peacock flowers and peonies, pink peonies. Let me know if that also is somebody's earth flower. Take time to meditate, relax, and let go of the things you can't control. Give those things to your angels. They're fighting your battles. They're going to make miracles happen. And remember, they work through people. So if you're like, how could that happen? Well, the angels can also terrify your enemies. And I just know that God works in mysterious ways, and He's had my back since day one. These lessons were human lessons that I had to come. He didn't come out here to put me through these because He hates me. He wanted all this badness that my karmic ancestors have put on me. I need that cleanliness so I can go into the angelic realm, right? So we can live truly in the love or light. And that is why you're going through these karmic lessons as a cleansing. So try not to take them personal. I know it's really hard to some days, but I know personally this is to cleanse my soul of all the unclean souls that tried to tarnish me, and they didn't, because I am a chosen divinity, angelic being of the light, and we are here living a human experience. So I'm seeing the white daisies are really significant for someone right there. Cross that bridge, burn that bridge if necessary, but keep moving forward. Stay centered. You're about to get a change if it hasn't already occurred. It may happen little by little. It may happen overnight, but it's coming because you deserve it. So keep the naysayers out of your energy and keep repeating to yourself, I do not accept this energy. I do not allow my mind to be a host for parasites. I only follow the love and light, and God's got my back. And so it is. Amen. Love and light, beautiful souls. Have a beautiful day. Just saw 2414. Beautiful, beautiful energy to you. I hope you were so blessed. And let me know what you thought of this 2424. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Have a beautiful day.